Good morning, boys. On the last occasion, I told you that I shall show you a photo of a lighthouse. But before that, we have to know what lighthouse is. Because I told you that in this story, there is a lighthouse in a desolate island. What lighthouse is? Lighthouse is a minaret that shelters a very strong light, and this source of light sends a very strong beam of light into the sea just to help the sailors, help the ships in navigation. That means it helps in plying the ships. Now we have to see a photograph of a lighthouse, and after that we shall start the text. This is a lighthouse. You can see easily that it is sending a very strong beam of light into the sea, and there is some rocky environment around the lighthouse. Now, come to the point, we shall start the text. Our runaway kite. আমাদের উড়ে যাওয়া ঘুড়ি। রানওয়ে পালিয়ে যাওয়া, কিন্তু ঘুড়ি তো আর ওইভাবে পালিয়ে যায় না মানুষের মতো। তার মানে অনেক আমরা যেভাবে চেয়েছিলাম সেভাবে ঘুড়িটা ওড়েনি, নিজের মতো করে চলে গেছে, এরকম একটা ঘুড়ি, উপড়ে যাওয়া ঘুড়ি। In this story, this kite plays a very important role. So important role it plays that it can be compared to any human being. It is like a living creature in this story, the kite. Now, we must begin the text. Let's begin the text. Of course, there was nobody for us to play with on the big half moon. That means this story has been written in an autobiographical manner, and it begins with personal pronoun, first person personal pronoun. That is why the author has written us. So this is the narrator who is telling the story. You must not write or say author. It is the narrator. So the narrator is telling us that they had nobody to play with them. That means there were more than one, but not too many. We just had to make the most of each other, and we did. Now we have learned that there were only two, not more than two. That is why the authors used the phrase each other. They were only two, as they did not have many companions. They were only two. They have to play with each other, and they always wanted to make the best of their company. মাত্র দুজনই ছিল সেখানে, দুটি মাত্র বাচ্চা, আর কেউ সেখানে ছিল না। তাদের খেলার মতো ছিল, তাদের বাবা ছিল, পরে আমরা দেখব, কিন্তু খেলার সঙ্গে আর কেউ ছিল না। যার ফলে আমরা পরস্পরের সঙ্গে যতটা আমাদের সঙ্গ পাওয়া যায় আমরা সেটাই পেতে চাইতাম। We live on the big half moon island. আমরা থাকতাম big half moon দ্বীপে। That means the name of the island was Big Half Moon. This is the name of the island. We, our father and Claude and I and Aunt Esther and Mimi and Dick. We means the word we here refers to at least 6 persons. Father, that means the narrator's father, and Claude and I. Claude, he must be the narrator's brother, and Aunt Esther, the Pishi Esther, and Mimi and Dick. They must be the narrator's cousins. They must be the narrator's cousins, Mimi and Dick. So there were 6 persons. But only in the last paragraph, the narrator has told us they were only 2. And I have also told you they were also 2. But here there are 4 children and 2 adult persons. How was it possible? It used to be. Now we have to proceed and we shall know how it became possible. আমরা এগুলোই দেখতে পাবো যে কিভাবে এটা সম্ভব হয়েছিল। It used to be only father and Claude and I. আমরা ছিলাম 3 জনে, বাবা, ক্লড আর আমি। We were only 3. We had been only 3, father, Claude and I. You can find a grammatical item here, and you often make the mistake in these cases. Whenever you have to write 3 persons, third person, second person, first person, you have to write first the second person, then the third person, and at last you have to mention the first person. This is the modesty of English language. আগে সেকেন্ড পারসন, যে আমার সামনে রয়েছে সেই তো সেকেন্ড পারসন হয়, তাকে সবচেয়ে বেশি প্রায়োরিটি দিতে হবে, সেই জন্য তার নাম আগে উল্লেখ করতে হবে, তারপর থার্ড পারসন, তারপরে ফার্স্ট পারসন, নিজের কথা সবার শেষে। যদি থার্ড পারসন আর ফার্স্ট পারসন থাকে তাহলে আগে থার্ড পারসন তারপরে ফার্স্ট পারসন। যদি সেকেন্ড পারসন আর ফার্স্ট পারসন থাকে তাহলে আগে সেকেন্ড পারসন পরে ফার্স্ট পারসন। মোট কথা সেকেন্ড, থার্ড, ফার্স্ট এইভাবে উল্লেখটা করতে হবে, এর যেন অন্যথা না হয়। তোরা কিন্তু ভীষণ ভুল করিস সেটা। It used to be only father and Claude and I. Previously, we had been only 3. Father, my brother Claude, and I myself, the narrator herself. This I is a girl you will find later on. It is all on account of the kite that there are more of us. And now we are more in number. And the credit must go to a kite. The credit must go to a kite. আগে আমরা ছিলাম 3 জন, এখন হয়েছি 6 জন। We have many companions, we have kins, we have relatives with us, and the credit must go to a kite. ক্রেডিটটা দিতে হবে কাইটকে। This is একটা ঘুড়িটাকে, একটা ঘুড়িকে কি করে এটা হলো? একটা ঘুড়ির কৃতিত্বে কিভাবে আত্মীয় স্বজনের সংখ্যা বেড়ে গেল, যেটা বাচ্চাগুলো চাইছিল আরো বেশি সঙ্গী, সেটা কি করে ঘটলো? That is the beauty of this story. This is what I want to tell you about. আমি তো তোমাদের সেই কথাটাই বলতে চাইছি। লেখকও বলছেন, ন্যারেটরও বলছেন। Father is the keeper of the Big Half Moon lighthouse. On the big Half Moon Island, there is a lighthouse, and my father is the caretaker of this lighthouse. He is an employee. He is a worker there. He runs the lighthouse. I am 11 years old. My age is only 11. Claude is 12. Claude is a year older than I. He is already 12 years old. In winter, when the harbor is frozen over, you know, Canada is a very splendid land, very peculiar land. It is, I have told you earlier, it is a huge country, but a great part of it is covered with snow for a great part of the year. বছরের অনেকটা সময় এর একটা বড় অংশ বরফে ঢাকা থাকে, এমনকি উপকূলের সমুদ্রও জমে যায়, এতই ঠান্ডা সেখানে। তো সমুদ্রের উপকূল যখন জমে যাচ্ছে তখন স্বভাবতই লাইট হাউসের আর কোনো ইউটিলিটি থাকছে না। There is no utility of a lighthouse in winter when the harbor is frozen over, because no ship can ply along the shore, and there is no utility of lighthouse. So in winter, when the harbor is frozen over, we all move over to the mainland. So in winter, father used to have no work, and then we all would shift to the mainland. Not, we did not stay on the island. As soon as spring comes, and when after winter the spring came, back we sailed to our own dear island. We used to sail to our very dear island, which was absolutely favorite to all of us. যখন শীত আসতো, বসন্ত আসতো, শীত চলে গিয়ে আমরা আবার ফিরে আসতাম নৌকো করে, সেল করতাম আমরা আইল্যান্ডে। এখানে একটা জিনিস খেয়াল করার আছে, ইউ হ্যাভ টু নোটিস ওয়ান থিং। ইন উইন্টার, when they would shift to the mainland, the author uses the verb we all move over. But when she mentions the spring, their return journey, she writes we sail. That means in winter everything was frozen, and so they could not sail then. They had to move in by some other means. But in spring, when the snow melted, they came back to their dear island by a boat. The funny part used to be that people always pitied us when the time came for us to return. It seemed to be very funny to the narrator that before their return journey, people on the mainland, the children of their age, always took pity on them, because now they would have to spend the time with nobody, with no other children except Claude or the narrator. Here there is a grammatical item. The sentence here is, the funny part used to be that people always pitied us. You know, there is a grammatical item here. The author has written, people always pitied us. If there is a question, here pitied has been used as a verb. But if there is a question in grammar, use pity as a noun. What should you write? Then you have to write, people always took pity on us. The noun form of pity is also pity. And then you have to use a finite verb, and you have to bring a new finite verb, that is take. And after pity, you have to use a preposition on. People always took pity on us. What seemed to be very amazing to the narrator, that before their return journey, the children of the mainland often had compassion on them, often pitied them, because they would have to start their lonely life again. They said, we must be so lonesome over there. They often told us, you must feel very lonely on the island, because it is absolutely desolate and you have no other companions, playmates except each other. So you must feel very lonely over there. আর তো কেউ নেই এখানে, কোনো বাচ্চা, তোদের নিশ্চয়ই খুব একা একা লাগে। They often told us so, with no other children near us. Of course, Claude and I would have liked to have someone to play with us. It is absolutely right that we often hanker after other companions. We often wished if there were more companions with us. আমরা চাইতাম অবশ্যই যে আরো যদি আমাদের সঙ্গী সাথী থাকতো, তাহলে আরো ভালো খেলা যেত। It is hard to run pirate caves and things like that with only two. Pirate caves, it is a children's play like hide and seek. Some it seems to be something like that. Some pirates uh, have hidden some treasure in a secret place, and you have to find it out. So it is hard to run pirate caves and things like that with only two. We knew that it was not quite easy to play a very interesting game like Pirates Cave with only two. দুজন মাত্র লোক নিয়ে এই ধরনের মজার খেলা খেলা খুব কঠিন আমরা জানতাম. But we used to quarrel a good deal with the mainland children in winter. But in winter, when we had to stay in the mainland, we didn't admit their speeches, we didn't admit their words of pity. We often quarrel with them because you are telling wrong things. We are very happy there. So it was perhaps just as well that there were none of them on the big half moon. We wanted to tell them that we do not care whether anybody else is there or not. Claude and I never quarreled. Claude and I had a great relation between ourselves. We never quarreled because we knew very well that we have no other companion. To be sure, Father didn't seem to have any relations except us, and it was quite certain to us that Father did not have any relation, did not have any kin except us, these two children. This used to puzzle Claude and me, and we were often bewildered with the fact. We often were bewildered with the fact. We often got puzzled with the fact. Why we have no other relations? Everybody on the mainland had relations. Every child on the mainland has many other relatives, companions, kins, cousins, aunts, uncles. Why we do not have any such? Why hadn't we? Was it because we lived on an island? We often wonder, is this because we live in an island detached from the mainland and so everybody is detached from us? We often wondered so. We thought it would be so jolly to have an uncle and aunt and some cousins. We often wished it would have been a great fun if we had an uncle, aunt, some brothers and sisters, cousins. We often wondered and we often wished to have such relations. আমরা প্রায় চাইতাম যদি আমাদের এরকম থাকতো মেইনল্যান্ডের বাচ্চাদের মতো, কি দারুণ মজাই না হতো. Once we asked Father about it. একবার আমরা বাবাকে জিজ্ঞাসা করেছিলাম এই ব্যাপারটা নিয়ে. We inquired the matter. We asked Father why we do not have any cousins, any relations, Father. But he looked so sorrowful that we wished we hadn't. But after hearing our question, he seemed to be very sorry. He looked so what should I say, dejected, that we repented. Oh, we should not have asked the question to our father. He said it was all his fault. He gave a very short answer. He told us only, my children, the fault is only mine. It is only my fault that you have no other relations. Claude and I didn't understand what he meant. He did not tell us anything else, and we could not understand what father wanted to say. We were still very amazed, surprised. আমরা বুঝতে পারছিলাম না বাবাটা কি বলতে চাইছে, তো আমরা আরো বেশি অবাক হয়ে গিয়েছিলাম। তাহলে আজকে ইউনিট 1 শেষ হলো, তোরা আর এক্সারসাইজটা করে রাখবি, আমি পরদিনের উত্তর বলে দিয়ে ইউনিট 2টা পড়াবো। আবার কালকে দেখা হবে তোদের সাথে, ওকে?